Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mary. I am a homeschooling mama to an almost 5 and 7-year-old. And today's video is going to be a little bit of a chatty sit down talk with you guys about, I think, a topic that happens a lot in homeschooling families, but just, you kind of push through a little bit with it. But before I get into that, I wanted to say I've been a little MIA from the channel the last week and a half, 2 weeks, because I'm sure you guys can tell my voice is not what it normally is if you've been watching any of my previous videos. I have been sick. I've had a sinus infection, and then once the sinus infection was over, it left me with no voice. My voice is almost back. We're about 95% there. And I wanted to get starting on some videos that I wanted to film, so I didn't want to wait any longer. So this video, I might be a little crackly, so bear with me. I have some water. I'll take breaks when needed and edit it out. You guys won't even know I was gone. But today's video is going to be about homeschool burnout. Now, I'm a first-time homeschooling mom this year. I'm just almost finished with our first year of homeschool. So this was a bit of a trial and error year for us. It was a little bit of a smack from reality year for us, where we were just learning about being a homeschooling family. And I think oftentimes if you're a new homeschooling mom, maybe you can relate to this. When you first get started with homeschool, you are pumped, you are energized, you're ready to do all the things, all the activities, all the curriculum, all of it, until you realize you can't do all of it without burnout. So that was my attitude. I'm a go-getter. I love to do all the things. And also we get a little bit of FOMO, right? You see a kid over there doing this activity. You want your kid to do that activity. They want to do it. You kind of have to start learning what your parameters are and building your boundaries. So that was what I learned this year. This year was a really good learning year for me on figuring all of that out. I realized that I like to say yes to a lot of things, and then I am running around like a chicken with its head cut off, and that's not good for anybody, myself, my kids, or my husband. So what I learned this year is that it is okay to say no to activities. It is okay to say no to a curriculum, even if your friend is doing that curriculum and they want you to do it with your kiddo. It's okay to say no to yourself when you're like, I really want to do X, Y, and Z, but I think if I do, I will be burning the candles at both ends. This also includes non-homeschooling stuff, right? Because as homeschooling parents, we take on a lot. It's a lot of work being a homeschooling parent. It's very rewarding, and it is the best thing in the world, but it is hard work. So we need to provide time in our schedule that allows us to have me time, recharge time, whatever it is you want to do. If you have a thing that you like to do, whether you have a hobby like golf, or you like to play soccer, or you like to paint or draw, make sure you're providing time in the schedule for that. So if you're saying yes to everything, you can't have that time for yourself. So the time when I figured out that I was starting to hit burnout was around Christmas time this past school year. I realized that I'd been feeling energized the entire homeschool year thus far, and then all of a sudden Christmas had just kind of hit. I think holidays also bring a lot with themselves. And so I decided for my New Year's resolution for 2024, I don't really do resolutions. I do more like mottos and themes for the year, like what I really want to achieve, how I want to feel. I was going to be zen and simplify. And part of that meant saying no to things. I jokingly kept telling my friends the last couple of months, I'm in my season of no, which means that I'm probably going to say no to half the things you guys want to do, but I will be there for the other half. Because what I realized is that by saying no, it allowed me to say yes to spontaneous opportunities. Because what I found was that I had friends reaching out and saying, hey, homeschooling friends specifically, hey, we're going to go to the park today. You want to come? No, I can't. I'm going on a field trip. No, I can't. We've put too much curriculum on our plate for today. No, I have, X, Y, and Z happening. So by saying no, it actually ultimately allowed me to say yes. And basically what I want to get across in this video is that if you are feeling like this as well, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you are running around and barely keeping your head above water, if you feel like you are constantly just trying to keep up with laundry, but then you got a kid's activity, you've got to get this schooling done, you are not alone. I also just think it's kind of a rite of passage being a homeschooling mom for this stuff to happen. So if you do feel that way, I implore you to take stock of what is on your plate. Write it down. That's actually what I've done, and it really helps me, is I write down, okay, what have I got going on? And I go on line item by line item, and I ask myself, is this important? Is it a must? Is it a need? Is it something that I could live without? Whether it's something for myself, the kids, or the house, or the dogs, right? And then I started kind of prioritizing and reordering my priorities through that list by saying yes or no to it. And then I found that I was able to shake up a lot of time. Now, even doing this in January, I kind of started backsliding a little bit into my old ways of saying yes to everything. So that's why I'm making this video, because it's top of mind, because I'm starting to get into that hectic scheduling again right now. And I'm making it just as much for you guys as I am for myself, to remind myself it's okay to say no. It's okay to sit down one night and look at your schedule and say, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of that. I can outsource this task to this person. Delegate. Also, use your children and your husband to help get some, things done around the house if that's part of your problem, right? The girls, they love helping me do laundry. They love helping me dust. So we actually make a fun thing out of it. So it's a fun activity, but it's also getting chores done, right? But we're doing it as a family and we're having a good time. Long story short, if you are feeling this way, you are not alone, but also you can do something to fix it, right? Go ahead and sit down with your to-do list, sit down with your schedule, sit down with your planner, whatever it is that you guys use, and start cutting things out of your life that don't serve you, that don't bring you joy, or you may be doubling up on some things as well, right? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, educating our kids is obviously important. Their happiness is important, but also your wellness is important. You cannot fill from an empty cup. That is a line that has been used tons of times. I'm sure you've heard it, but it is so true. If your battery is not charged, you can't take care of your kiddos the best of your abilities. You can't be the happy parent they need. So recharge. Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. Put some time in your schedule for yourself, whether it's daily, weekly, whatever you deem you need to recharge and refill your cup. Do it. I know this is a little bit of a different video. It's just something that's been sitting on my, top of mind and in my heart that I've been dealing with. And I know other people out there are probably dealing with this as well. And I want you to know that you're not alone and that it's okay. It's okay to say no to that invite. It's okay to say no to that activity. It's okay to say, I just need a day where I actually don't do anything. I actually have the hardest time with this. I cannot sit still and not do anything. So I am speaking to myself just as much as I am speaking to you, but it is okay to slow down and take some time for yourself. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.